A big night in Rockford with charges now in 2 murders, including a 33-year-old cold case.
A man is arrested in southwest Georgia for the 1987 death of Tammy Tracey.
But we start here in Rockford. A man shot by Rockford police now faces murder charges in a separate case and is on the loose.
I'm here to announce today that a grand jury has returned first-degree murder charges against Tyrus Jones.
Jones is wanted on a $5 million bond for allegedly shooting and killing 25-year-old Damavli Macklin on September 26th. Jones was shot by police after a traffic stop in this police chase on October 2nd. We'll have much more on this case in just a couple of minutes. Now to a case that investigators worked 33 years to crack. A man named Jesse Smith now faces murder charges for allegedly killing Tammy Tracey in 1987.
Long time for a case to get resolution. But as the state's attorney has said before, murder has no statute of limitations, and we're going to keep working every one of them as long as we have to.
Tracey, last seen in Cyrils Park on May 27, 1987. Her remains were found in the Sugar River Forest Preserve a year later. Today, 33 years later, this man, Jesse Smith, is arrested for allegedly murdering her.
Earlier this spring, we did a special report on the disappearance and murder of Tammy Tracey. It first aired May 20th. It was then we found out police said they knew who the killer was, but at the time did not have enough evidence to make an arrest. Tonight, we take a look back at the decades of heartbreak that all led up to this long-awaited announcement tonight. The mystery of Tammy Tracey's death begins in May of 1987, before investigators even knew she was murdered.
Units of 15 men armed with radio and maps were sent out to cover every inch of the grounds.
Search crews on the ground and in the air worked tirelessly to find Tammy after she went to Cyrils Park to wax her car and never came home.
The minute I walked in that bedroom, I knew something. When she wasn't there, I knew something bad had happened to her.
Her mother, Linda, wouldn't know how bad until nearly 1 year later.
What we could find there clearly was a completely skeletonized remains.
April 15th, 1988. A birdwatcher stumbles across Tammy Tracey's remains at Sugar River Forest Preserve in Winnebago County. She'd been shot and stabbed to death. But with the mystery of where Tammy was solved, Linda expected the next answer was right around the corner.
I thought once Tammy was found, that it was going to be cut and dried, and they would bring this person to justice.
Now, after 33 years, justice may have finally come.
The Tammy Tracey family has been very patient that we would someday get to this resolution, and that day for the Tracey family is today.
Investigators announced charges against Jesse Smith, a man who lived in the Rockford area at the time of Tammy's murder and, according to prosecutors, was familiar with the Tracey family. He eventually moved out of state and was arrested in Georgia Thursday afternoon.
The last few hours were probably worse than the last 20 years and waiting for that moment when you knew he was in custody.
Assistant Deputy Chief Kurt Whisenand has worked on the case for years, promising Linda Tracey he would do everything he could to catch her daughter's killer.
There's very few cases that are bigger than this, obviously, but every case takes a little bit out of you as an investigator, but this is obviously a big one.
A big one that he hopes leaves the family with the closure they've waited so many years for.
Would you consider this an emotional day for you?
A little bit, yeah, it's a little bit, knowing how much it means to Linda and the whole family.